Hello and welcome again to HeadTrip Air World Tour. We have a very special flight planned this afternoon. If you checked in with us last time, on our last episode, we successfully landed here in Punta Gorda town in Belize. It being close to Halloween, actually it being the day before Halloween, yet, at least in my part of the world, as I'd mentioned previously, the trick-or-treaters are coming tonight. They might come tomorrow night too, but it is that time of year. It's the witching hour, and we decided to celebrate by performing a very, very important and very, very special flight today. We are going to be on the hunt. That's right, you heard it here first. On the hunt for El Chupacabra. There has been sightings of El Chupacabra all around Latin America, even up into North America, Houston. So I'm going to... now this is in preparation for our hunt. Chupacabra has never been found, that I'm aware of at least, in Belize. But right across the channel here, the Atlantic Ocean, or the Caribbean Sea, I should say, not too far away from here in Honduras, there has been a recent, certainly within the last 5 years, sighting of El Chupacabra. And we are going to go hunt him down, him or her. Whatever this Chupacabra is, we're going to see if we can hunt it down. Now, in preparation for this, we've got to make a little bush trip out across over to Honduras, and find the spot where he was last seen. So I decided to do a little bit of research. If you give me a moment, I'm going to bring it up for you. Chupacabra. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I mean, there's probably none of you, because everybody's heard of the Chupacabra, right? Chupacabra, if translated, translates to goat sucker from Spanish. It's a legendary creature in folklore of parts of America, with its first reported sightings reported in Puerto Rico in 1995. The name comes from the animal's reported vampirism. The Chupacabra is said to attack and drink the blood of livestock, including goats. Hence the name, goat sucker, right? So let's check this out. Let's just move on in. Give me a second to... Here we go. Move this up on another screen here. Okay, so, there's physical descriptions, and I actually, if I can make it work, my cousin is almost positive that his brother-in-law has seen the Chupacabra, and I have him tell the story himself, because there's no way I can do that story justice. But in any event, if you check this out, look at the physical description of this thing. Physical description of the creature, some people, varies, with some describing it as more like a dog-like feature in that's described particularly in southwestern United States, while most others describe it as a reptilian and alien-like. So those in Puerto Rico and Latin America have seen it this way. That's what I expect we're going to be finding, if we find it at all, down here in Honduras. Some reporting as being a heavy creature the size of a small bear. I mean, we're not talking about a small animal here. This is large enough to cause some concern, clearly, with a row of spines reaching from the neck to the base of its tail. Are you kidding me? Sightings have been reported in Puerto Rico since the 1970s, and this creature has since been reported as far as north, or far north as Maine, and as far south as Chile, and even outside of Americas in countries like Russia and Philippines. All the reports are anecdotal, take it for a grain of salt, and have been disregarded as uncorroborated or lacking evidence. Well, we're going to see if we can fix that tonight. Sightings in northern Mexico and the southern United States have been verified as canids affected by mange. According to biologists and wildlife management officials, the Chupacabra is an urban legend. Well, we're going to find out. It's listed here in Wikipedia under paranormal. But if you look at this history, I mean, I was scrolling down. Look at the list of countries that have seen this thing. Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, Peru, and the United States. So check this out. Here's what I decided to do. I decided to look up some pictures. Let's just take a look at some of these pictures that people have either rendered or let's see if we can... Hang on a second. Goodness. Yeah, I don't think I'd be wanting to meet that thing. No thank you. Yep, no thank you. Now, these are things that look like Chupacabra, but none of them have those scales, right? Those spines, those prickly spines. And that's what we're expecting to find this evening. Most of these are just dogs that kind of look strange. But this is the kind of stuff we're looking for. We're looking for the prickly back, the spikes on the back. This is some animals that have been affected by the thing. Yep. Something like that. So, hey, what I did is I looked and I said, okay, where has been some of the recent sightings? And guess what? We have Coloma, Honduras. And I'm just going to read you. By May 6, 2017, a creature had killed 35 animals in the Monterrey de Coloma, a municipality of Cortez, Honduras. Residents feared that the animal, which disappeared as if by magic, would eventually hurt humans, especially children. Nellie David Martinez saw it one day at 12:45 a.m. after hearing a noise. Struck by fear, as he was unable to move and couldn't get a good glimpse of the figure, but all the animals began to drop to the floor. Well, guess what, guys? Boy, are we in luck. Because Coloma is right there, and guess where we are? Right here in Punta Gorda. Really just a really short trip across the Caribbean. So guess what? We are going on hunt of the Chupacabra. And like I say, I'm going to reach out to my cousin and see if he'll be willing. Once we get over there, what we're going to do is we're going to fly over in the daytime. We'll get set up. We'll get set up at the airport, and we're going to go on some bush trips tonight. And we're going to see what we find. So there you have it. Chupacabra. One more thing to show you. Oh, no, I guess no more things to show you. Okay, let's... So, as you can tell, we're sitting here in this Savage Cub. I am not very good at driving this, but the reason why I selected this plane particularly is because it's good at bush trips. It's sturdy, it's strong, and it can go up and down fast, and if we got to get the crap out of there, it's good to have a machine that's going to cooperate with us. So, I tried to put on some nice, fairly calming music today as we make our trip over to Coloma, and then we'll prepare for this evening, the night, the witching hour of Halloween. So, with that said, guys, I think I'm going to start getting things moving along. And let's find our way out of this place. I just need to take just a couple minutes to remind myself how to fly this machine. It's not that complicated, but I don't have a lot of expertise with it. Looks like we have some mixture, and we're about down to sea level, so we'll leave that fully rich. And I'm guessing I'm trying to figure out if, let's just see how this, oh, there's our throttle over there. Okay, hang on a second. I've got to get this working for us here. Just one moment. What they call uno momento. Okay. This is our thrust. Okay, there we go. Thrust. I had assumed this was, I don't know, we might want to look into that. I don't know what these things do. Let's just quickly go through the checklist. The checklist really can't be that difficult on this plane, but it's probably worth doing. The brakes, set and test. I'm pretty sure those are going to work, but there's the brake pedals. I'm looking for the emergency brake. Maybe it's up on the ceiling. Not over there. Let's just figure out where this is. Okay, there's the brakes. Push the pedals and hold them. Well, that's what I'm doing. So hopefully our brakes work. I don't see significant feedback, but I do think it is working. Let's hope so. The choke. Okay, that's what one of these things is. Right, this is the choke here. Fully pulled. Okay, I gotta choke this thing up. The throttle closed, obviously. I think we've got that one figured out. No problem. Master switch on. Easy. Easy peasy. Oh, come on. What about, oh, just on, not start yet. We're not there. I'm sure we have fuel to set. Okay, ignition switch is on. Oh yeah, that would be something that we need to do. And let's start the sucker. There we go. There we go. All right, let's tick that off. Ignition switches. Start, throttle. We want to go to 1400 to 2000. Okay. Fair enough. I think I'm just going to sit about right there. That's fine. And our engine gauges, we can certainly check those and see how everything looks. Our oil pressure is just right at the edge of the green. I assume that's okay. I really ought to learn to read these things, but it's in the green, so hey. Now this one, oil temperature is a little low, but it is rising, so I think we're going to be fine there. So let's just check those two things off the list. After starting, brakes release. This is what I was looking for, the parking brake. How do we... Right? I don't know. The parking brake doesn't seem to want to... Is that anything? Is that the brake? That doesn't seem so much. Well, maybe. No, that doesn't seem like a parking brake to me, but I could be wrong. Jeez, if I get this wrong, what is that pulling back there? Okay, well, we'll have to figure it out, I guess. Maybe this is my... Oh, you know, those are my flaps. Those are my flaps. Easy enough. The brakes, I guess, we'll just assume they work. Maybe it doesn't have an emergency brake. Choke is off. And check that off, and then avionics master switch. I think we did that, but let's... Oh, nope. There's our avionics right there. Check that off. That's it, guys. That's all we need to worry about. Well, that's the first of things we need to worry about on this trip, but you know what? We'll try to do the best we can. 12 volts, landing lights. I'm going to turn those on just for good measure. I'm not messing around with El Chupa. Okay. Everything looks pretty good. I think we're ready for our quick journey. We'll find out, I guess, won't we? Okay. don't even know where the airport is, frankly. Is it behind me? Yeah, it's behind me. So let's just get a nice little external view here and see if we can turn around here. Let's see. How much room do we have on each side of us? Got the fire truck or whatever that is on the right-hand side. View planes. Okay, I'm going to go around to the right. I'm going to go around this guy. We'll try not to make too much of a fuss yet. Okay, now when we get set up here on the runway, I'm going to stop for a moment. Yeah, the brakes work. That's good news. I was starting to wonder there. We'll just find a nice spot here. And I'm going to call in a departure. Now, we really probably should have put in a destination, but we're close enough. I don't think it matters. We're just going to do a VFR over, right over there to Coloma.
Mike Zulu Papa Uniform Traffic HeadTrip 1 is taxiing to runway 24.
24, huh? Okay. That makes sense to me. Looks we have, like, is that like a rear view mirror? No, I guess that's not. That's like, I don't know what that is over on our window. What does that thing do? Is that like one of those bank tubes where you can hand Twinkies, over to the bank teller and vice versa or whatever? You got me beat. You know what? I'm a little short in this seat, so I'm gonna sit up here if you don't mind. See if I can. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to get any type of visual of what's in front of you. That is really interesting. How do these guys fly these? Look at this. Like that's the highest I can go. I can't see a darn thing in front of me. That's super interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, this is where I make my standard disclaimer. I'm still working on streaming frame rates, so if it's a little choppy, that's the reason why. I've got a pretty decently smooth frame rate for the game itself, but what I don't have is a computer quite powerful enough to do both at an excellent level. So if we compromise anything, we have to compromise a little bit on the frame rate of the hold side. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Got to compromise just a tad on the frame rate of the recording the stream, but that'll keep me safe in the air, which is important. I mean, we're never gonna find El Chupacabra if we're in those bushes. So it shouldn't be a long flight, guys. This should be pretty easy. We're just gonna go out to the what do we say? The east? Yep, to the east.
Mike Zulu Papa Uniform Traffic
which is our left.
taking off runway 24 departure to the east.
Of course, no towers. So we'll just eyeball it and make our way down. Okay. My goodness, I don't know if I've got the bravery to do this takeoff landing or this takeoff procedure without seeing in front of me, but we can try. I don't know. I guess we have to. Here we go. I don't know how fast we need to get some. Whoa! This one's super sensitive on the taxi. I can tell you that much. Oh, super sensitive. Let's pull back and get off the ground. That taxi is the hardest part of this plane. Gosh dang! I'm not terribly excited to land. We're on our way, guys, over to Honduras. We should have plenty of fuel. That shouldn't be much of an issue. We don't have any flaps going, which is probably fine. I'm not sure what the cruise speed of the Savage Cub is. Now this is a little bay we're crossing. I'm going to see if we can get a little bit of altitude so that we can start trimming down and get some decent speed here. Looks like we're going to be in the mountains. That bay has just soft, nice, glossy, still water. Fair enough. There's a little peninsula out here that I think we'll use as our guide, because honestly, if you look at the map, that peninsula is going to guide us right into Coloma. Let me get my speed up a little bit. Let's let our speed do the work rather than just everything else. Let's see if we can. There we go. I'm going to trim down just a little bit and let our speed catch up with it. That might be about as much or close to how much we can trim, but we'll see. Okay, something to keep in mind. Once we pass this little bay, the bay is we're going to be back in Guatemala. So this little peninsula is going to put us right back into Guatemala just for a few minutes, and then we're going to pass on right through into Honduras. And shortly after crossing the border, it's not going to be a long trip from there to get to Coloma. And I don't know if we'll find an airport in Coloma, but if not, we'll stop right down in San Pedro Sula and find an airport there. Okay, I think we can trim down a little bit more. Making good progress so far. All right, that might be the maximum speed pickup we get. So I'll have to reach out to my cousin Kyle. He's told that Chupacabra story, I would say, geez, just to me and people that I've introduced him to probably 50 times. I mean, it's genuinely a creepy story. No doubt about it. But no worries for now. The sun's out, right? We don't need to worry about that. And we have great, beautiful music. I decided to stick with the flurry. That we played this on our last episode, but it's just, as I had mentioned, I'm kind of coming off just a wonderful concert experience in Salt Lake City, and so I thought, you know what, I just want to listen to this stuff. It's just really cool, amazing stuff. So we won't have this with us tonight. No comforting music tonight on the search. Search is going to be dark. We're going to have to be landing in unseen, unknown, at least to us, territory, and we're not going after airports per se. We're going to be doing some bush trips out into the bush and see if we can find this mysterious creature that's causing so much havoc. But from now, just sit back and enjoy.
Get higher in my head. There's a ladder, gonna climb it. In my mind, there's a way back, a way down. In my mind, there's a way just hasn't been found.
Okay, we're almost to the peninsula here in Guatemala. And as you could see from that map, it's just a straight shot out there to Coloma. We'll see if we can find a place to touch down either there or in, like I say, San Pedro Sula. Find an airport, make final preparations before the sun goes down this evening. And then we're going to be making some bush trips out into the country. Once again, the sighting was in May of 2017 out here near Coloma, and we're gonna try to scour the countryside and see if we can substantiate any of these claims. Looks like we got some beautiful mountains, so it's almost like we have a little valley tucked up against the mountains is what I'm expecting we might see. Might even be over on the other side of the mountains for that matter, but we'll find out. We're hanging here at about 1,500 feet, little less than that, about 1,200 feet. Back into Guatemala. And this is going to be roughly, I mean, I would say roughly the max speed we're going to go. I'm going to try to push the limits just a little bit here to see if we can even pick up a little more speed, but I'm not terribly confident that that's going to be sustainable for a long period of time. And as you notice about this Savage Cub, you look at that. It's got a tail wheel. This is what makes it. See, look at us, just kind of. I mean, we're cruising. Okay, we'll start to pick up. That little back wheel is what makes it so difficult to taxi. It just likes to spin its tail to the left, to the right as you taxi out, and it is no easy task. Let me tell you that. At least for me. I mean, if you had rudder pedals, I'm guessing it might be a little easier. When you're using a throttle and kind of like a twist access on the throttle, it's just sensitive. It's a little tricky. This is a pretty good speed, though. Going about 95 knots. I'm guessing that's really fairly decent for the Savage Cub. Okay, so while we're making this little journey, I'm just going to make sure we're not dropping too much. I mean, we are actually dropping. And that makes sense because we've, broken all the rules when it comes to trim, I guess. So let's trim back down to at least the green and see if we can pick up some more elevation. We don't want to get too low here. I mean, we're like at 500 feet. And see that? Just got to pay a little more attention now. I mean, our speed's fine, but I guess I could give us a flap. That might give us some lift. Let's try that. As you notice, our speed's just gonna tank it, but not for long. Yeah, look at this. Let's just see. Let's just see how this all works. Well, and as you can clearly see, I had to make this journey solo. My co-pilot wasn't quite as interested in the search for El Chupacabra. He'd rather stay back in the little bed and breakfast cottage that was afforded to him back in Belize. He said, let me know how it goes, but this ain't happening for me. So, it's all us. Uno solo. But look what he's missing out on. Beautiful country here. Right here on the coast.
We were meant for such great heights. Way tight around your feet. I floated off the street. No chance to say goodbye. I feel your heart through the atmosphere. The message shows, and then it disappears. Oh, sometimes we're meant to go alone. There's a world beyond the world we know. A world beyond
So, hopefully, I haven't been paying attention to the streaming frame rates, but hopefully they've improved. Right now, they seem to be okay. We're not doing a whole lot of movement, and we certainly don't have a lot of heavy traffic in this part of the world, but so far so good. I mean, hopefully they've been smooth enough to make the experience acceptable.
if I had the words to say, I'd send them straight away. Can't find a frequency, but I feel your heart through the atmosphere. The message shows, and then it disappears. Oh, there's a world beyond the world we know. A world beyond the world we know. Feel your heart through the atmosphere. The message shows, and then it disappears.
I'm trying to see if we've got much civilization out here. I mean, I'm not seeing a ton. I haven't been paying attention, but I'm looking around and not seeing a ton of homes, cottages, small towns. So this looks a little bit just like coastal wilderness. But it looks like we have some farms out here, so I mean, certainly there's people who come out. It's just, it's more very, very rural right here. It's got to be fairly fertile, I would think. Plenty of livestock out here, no doubt about it. Livestock, farms, goats, and apparently vampires. When you think of vampires, you don't think of a little spiky, spined animal, 4-foot mini bear with scrawny, leathery grayish green skin. But it is what it is, right? I mean, the thing's gonna thrive where it needs to thrive. Looks like it has a very large opportunity out in these parts without much in the way of human confrontation. That might change this evening. I feel very patriotic for some reason in this Savage Cub, A little bit Dukes of Hazzard, a little bit, Oh Say Can You See? Kind of it emboldens me, I guess, on this trip to know that I've got Uncle Sam at my back. Which I doubt is the case, frankly, because, I'm all alone here in this plane. And I don't even have people piloting or, controlling the towers. No towers. No towers down here. Everybody's going to be in bed at the witching hour tonight. But not HeadTrip 1. No, sir. We have much to accomplish this evening in this beautiful mountainous range of Honduras. And frankly, I just lied. We're still in Guatemala. But we will be on Honduras soon enough. Look at this. Just starts to open up into some beautiful meadows. No one's complaining about that.
There's the strangest feeling in my chest. Something's about to burst, I guess. No one will see it coming.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to call out on the radio and see what frequencies we may have as far as nearest airports.
Outside where the birds burn, writing a symphony.
Punta Gorda. Man, there's not a whole lot out here. San Pedro Sula? Is that a no-go on, is that what they're telling us? That's a no-go on an airport? The Las Vegas airport? Yeah. I don't think so. But this is not the Las Vegas we're thinking of. Clearly. Marcos Perez? What do we have? Big Creek, Valencia, Independence. I did see Independence somewhere here. But that's over on the Belize side, so... yeah, we might be on our own out here. You can request some
Central
flight
America
following.
Center HeadTrip 1 is type Savage SAVG 14 miles east of Puerto Barrios 900 feet. Request flight following.
HeadTrip 1 Central, America Center. Squawk 7667.
Squawk 7667 HeadTrip 1.
HeadTrip 1 radar contact 14 miles east of Puerto Barrios 900 feet. Altimeter 29.88.
High up in the clouds, no one can see. You're holding me like I wanna be. Sway with me in the dark.
HeadTrip 1 please acknowledge.
Roger HeadTrip 1.
Alright, we're still on track. As you can see, making an approach. Let's see if we can adjust our zoom. That's about as far as we're going to zoom in on that one. So let's just recenter. Come back to our cockpit here. The good news is this thing is going to land anywhere we want it to land. At least if we have any degree of competence whatsoever in aviation, which is not certainly not a slam dunk when it comes to HeadTrip Air. But I have confidence. I mean, I'm looking at the terrain going, how difficult can it be, right? How difficult, honestly, can it be? We may have just a tiny farming village up here. Maybe a little bit over on that side. Let's check it out and see if there's any civilization over there. If there is, I'm certainly not seeing any. There's supposed to be, I see a little dot on our map. But, boy, not a whole lot. There is a little road. I guess that's promising. Or a canal. I don't know what that is. It looks like it's coming right out of the stream, so maybe it's a canal. Maybe it's irrigation. Yeah, honestly, it looks like that town is literally either tucked up against the mountain or it's on the other side of the mountain, but I think it's tucked up against the mountain. I do. Kind of eerie to know that we are in Chupacabra territory right now. Yeah, you know, I gotta tell you, there's a good chance we are on the other side of these mountains. That's the way it's looking to me. I'm gonna get my flaps up, because we're gonna need to get some speed. We're definitely gonna need some speed if we're gonna get over these mountains. Goodness, I wasn't prepared for that. was not prepared for that. I don't know if we'll get up over them or not. This canyon's our best bet. Better pick up some. Yeah. This might take a couple passes. Yeah, we are definitely on the other side of the mountains. No doubt about that. Let's just see if... I mean, I'm up to 1,300 feet. This is semi-ridiculous. We're up to 2. And as long as we have a decent canyon to follow, there's a chance. But we've only got 60 knots on us right now, and we're still climbing, so... And frankly, I'm not even sure the how high this thing goes. But I'm sure it at least goes, 14,000 feet.
HeadTrip 1 contact Long Beach approach on 119.7. Good day.
119.7 for HeadTrip 1.
This is going to be interesting. All right, we're up to 3 as we hit the foothills. So as long as we can get up to 4 and at least 5 probably to get... Well, probably even more than that to get over the mountains. I mean, these look like fairly substantial mountains. But we also have riverbeds, and riverbeds mean low parts, right? So maybe we can... I guess we're in the right plane for this. Any other plane would probably be hosed. Okay, we're creeping up here on 4 now, so I'm pretty happy with at least our elevation gain so far. The last little part's probably the trickier. I have to assume we have some mixture issues that we're going to have to deal with sooner or later. This is the canyon here we're going to exploit, and we're going to try to get over that little low point on the ridge, the peak there. So I think we'll be fine. And that's going to drop us right down onto Coloma. So, if you're paying attention, you know, I assume mountainous areas could be potentially attractive to the Chupacabra. I have no idea, but certainly a great wilderness to hide in there. You're looking at it right down in there. Right over this ridge. I'm starting to see the first signs of some civilization down there. A little bit of wind as well, apparently. And goodness. A little bit of turbulence up here at 6,000 feet. Okay. It's time to start making our descent. We're going to need to probably flap down once so we don't overspeed as we pull down on our throttle. Goodness. I can feel that wind. I'm going to pull the throttle all the way back. So what you've got here is San Pedro Sula over here to the right, and you've got Coloma up there to the left and straight ahead. So before we hunt down any chupacabras, we've got to hunt down an airport, if or a landing strip or some equivalent of that. Just in time for the sun to be getting low in the sky. And we're right in the back door of the Chupacabra. I'm going to call in for nearest airport and let's see if we get any better luck this time.
La Mesa, approach HeadTrip, 1,600 feet.
HeadTrip 1 La Mesa, approach altimeter 29.9 2 continuous plane. La Mesa Airport information kilo 23000.
La Mesa Tower, HeadTrip 1 is 9 miles north, 1,800 feet with kilo to land.
9 miles north of the nearest airport.
Altimeter 29.9 2 winds 121 at 15.
So,
Base runway 22.
we're going to have to take a ride. It's just Coloma, right down here. We're going to have to go back down into San Pedro Sula. That's where our airport's going to be. At least we know where we're going to be hunting.
Acknowledge last transmission.
We're going to be hunting up in these foothills, out in the prairies and meadows and farms.
Make left base runway 22, HeadTrip 1.
La Mesa Airport information Lima 23000 Zulu. Wind 121 at 15. Visibility.
La Mesa Tower, HeadTrip 1 is unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport.
HeadTrip 1 airport is 9 o'clock 7 miles.
9 o'clock, 7 miles. Okay, so it's going to be outside outside of the town. Of course it is.
La Mesa Tower HeadTrip 1 is unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport. HeadTrip 1 airport is 12 o'clock 6 miles. HeadTrip 1 wind 121 at 15. Cleared to land runway 22. Cleared to land runway 22 HeadTrip 1.
I don't know if we'll be lucky enough to have some airport lights. We do have a tower, apparently, so that's promising.
La Mesa Tower HeadTrip 1 is unfamiliar with the area. Request directions to the airport. HeadTrip 1 airport is 2 o'clock 4 miles.
4 miles, 2 o'clock. And that's about what we want, because we're going to be coming in at a heading of, what it was, a runway 22, so we're going to be taking kind of a right bearing, so let's get a little left of it, and then we'll just turn on final and announce final. But I sure would love to see some airport lights, and I'm not getting much of anything. We'll keep our eye open for it. Should be near 3 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock.
La Mesa Tower HeadTrip 1 cancel landing intention.
Oh, that was the wrong one.
Your cancellation is received.
That is not what we wanted. We better get Class C first.
HeadTrip 1 is type Savage SAVG 4 miles north of La Mesa, 2,500 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace. HeadTrip 1 La Mesa approach. Squawk 0736. Squawk 0736 HeadTrip 1. HeadTrip 1 radar contact 4 miles northeast of La Mesa, 2,600 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Cleared through the Charlie airspace, HeadTrip 1. La Mesa Tower HeadTrip 1 is 4 miles northeast, 2,600 feet with Lima to land. HeadTrip 1 La Mesa Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er to wind 121 at 15. Fly straight in runway 22.
What time is it?
HeadTrip 1 wind 121.
Oh, it looks like the trick-or-treaters have started. That's crazy. Okay. We're landing. Trick-or-treaters are showing up. That is unreal. 5 o'clock. Well, there you have it.
HeadTrip 1, did you hear my last transmission?
I heard everybody's transmission there the last few minutes. Okay. Gonna flap down. Okay. That's a little rough landing, but
HeadTrip 1, turn next taxiway.
all right. Good timing, guys. Oh my goodness, this is an adventure trying to taxi this bad boy. He doesn't like to go straight for the life of him. Mm-mm.
HeadTrip 1, contact ground on 121.9er. 121.9er for HeadTrip 1.
No Mesa Airport information, Lima. 2300 Zulu.
La Mesa ground, HeadTrip 1 taxi to the gate.
HeadTrip 1 taxi to gate 20 via taxiway.
I better pump up the jam here before I miss out on it anywhere. I still gotta get dressed. I still gotta get the music set up outside. I still gotta get. Well, I think the candy's ready to go, but
HeadTrip 1 acknowledged. Last transmission.
Taxiing to gate 20 using taxiway HeadTrip 1.
let's get to a gate. This one's as good as any. Whoa. See, I almost flipped myself over on the last 5 feet of my mission. Let's hope we get a little bit of a... My goodness. Well, we're here. Guys, that's it. I mean, that was an interesting journey, and we are here in the land of the Chupacabra. Nobody's complaining about that. And gotta shut this thing down. There we go. Actually, we got some sky miles for that one. And get our parking brake on. And everything's the way it should be. So, here we are. Tonight is the night. We're gonna gear up, get some supplies, and we're gonna go out and hunt for that Chupacabra here in Coloma, Honduras. Wish us luck. Catch you on the flip side.